I think I've told you about my, I want to call him my friend Stephen Schettini. He wrote this book called How I Became a Buddhist Monk and Why I Quit. I think that's the right title. I hope that's the right title. Anyway, Stephen Schettini. And his book inspired me so much that he inspired me to finish this autobiography that I had been working on. And then when I finished it, I sent him a copy and I asked him to read it. And he really encouraged me to slash and cut so many details that I thought were so important about my story, so that it could become a universal story of healing for the reader. Yes, Stephen encouraged me to slash and cut many details that I thought were so important to my story that may be impeding my attachment to those details, may be impeding the story of healing in the reader, for the reader. Because he said, that's why I read. I read so that I am healed. I read for my own healing. And that made so much sense. That's why his book resonated with me, I think. Because I needed to see myself in him, right? I needed to have a context. In his life, the story of his life, he told it in a way that provided that context for me. It was it's so wonderful when you connect with an author and they seem to be speaking, their story becomes profoundly interesting to you, because apparently that means I'm finding my own healing in the story, right? May the universal story of search and suffering, loss and gain be seen for the symbol that it is. Well, thank you, God, for cruise control, 'cause it lifts my spirit and soothes my soul while I'm riding up through the panhandle of Texas. And there's cars and trucks and mobile homes, and the semi-tractors set the tone while I'm sucking on sunflower seeds and a Mountain Dew. And the day's going down in the west up ahead, and the clouds are pink and the sun is red, and one of those semi-trailers just passed me going 85. And I never did hear such a beautiful thing when the engine hums and the tires sing, and now the headlights up ahead seem to shine like stars. Maybe I could ride straight through to my destiny like a highwayman. The best of me seems to be on the road when my future's laid wide open. Have you ever felt like a fool, like you're driving through the rain when your windshield wiper's busted? Like you're laying on the tracks of an oncoming train just 'cause the conductor could be trusted? Well, God have mercy on a man like me who's trying to raise a family. I never could imagine it was ever going to be so hard. Now I'm searching for a drink in a dry, parched land, sifting through the rocks and the dirt and the sand, hoping I'm not who they say I am when my back is turned. Well, thank you, God, for cruise control, 'cause it lifts my spirit, soothes my soul while I'm riding up through the panhandle of Texas. And there's cars and trucks and mobile homes, and the semi-tractors set the tone while I'm sucking on sunflower seeds and the Mountain Dew. And the day's going down in the west up ahead, and the clouds are pink and the sun is red. One of those semi-trailers just passed me going 85. Never did hear such a beautiful thing when the engine hums and the tires sing, and now the headlights up ahead seem to shine like stars. Maybe I could ride straight through to my destiny like a highwayman. The best of me seems to be on the road when my future's laid wide open. Is there a universal story somewhere in that one? May the universal story of search and suffering, loss and gain be seen for the symbol that it is, that which points to love. Oh my goodness, that was fun. That was real fun. Ooh, there could be a, is there a 6 in there somewhere? Or there's my sharp 11, right? And then I could have there's the sharp 11 with the 6. Yeah. It's like walking away from a conversation wishing you would have said this. It's like, oh, what if I would have put There's always the next time, isn't there? Maybe. We don't really know, do we? I listened to some Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys. Take me back to Tulsa, I'm too young to marry. Take me back to Tulsa, I'm too young to wed. Charlie Parker, Scrapple from the Apple. That's fun. From how many sources might our music be informed? And if we take that lesson outside of the music just into our everyday lives, how many worldviews or how many perspectives can we allow to inform us? Is that kind of how the rational mind may bring us into a sense of the cosmic? Where we kind of dedicate ourselves or discipline ourselves to practice an awareness of others. And then there's the interpersonal realm, right? Like practicing the awareness of others in our relationships, right? How aware am I of your presence, right? And what are the limitations to that? How much of myself do I give to your well-being? Can I give to your well-being at the sacrifice of my own well-being? I mean, these are some of the difficult questions that we may find ourselves trying to answer as we find ourselves in deep, meaningful, joyful, painful relationships, right? I played the part of the sensitive man. I held my tongue, I held your hand. Ain't nobody ever gonna love me like you did. I went for broke, I crossed that line. My manic heart that sought enshrine. Ain't nobody ever gonna love me like you did. There ain't no love song gonna make you take me back from where I slid. Ain't nobody ever gonna love me like you did. I tried to be your only one, but in the end I cut and run. Ain't nobody ever gonna love me like you did. We raised the kids, we told the line. I was yours, you were mine. Ain't nobody ever gonna love me like you did. I wrote all the sad songs I could stand. I played the lead and I danced in your band. But there ain't no dance song gonna dance me out of the holes I dig. Ain't nobody ever gonna love me like you did. Ain't nobody ever gonna love me. No one will ever love me. No, 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 no. Ain't nobody ever going to love me the way you did. Ain't nobody ever gonna love me the way you did. In regards to relationships, can it be both at the same time, that no one will ever love me the way you love me? Can that coexist with this part of me that's also like, no one will ever love me that way again? In that song kind of exists both of those for me. Does that say something about the nuance of being? It speaks to me. The way I understand it is that the only thing that's real is love. And that's, if we choose, that can be what we remember. We have these stories, these storylines, these stories that played out, and we can make the other our enemy if we so choose. Today, for myself, I'm choosing forgiveness and love. I choose to understand my past relationships as exactly what I needed to wake up, and exactly what I needed to forgive in myself. And I even understand it now like this, that I'm not a victim of this world that I see, right? That I get to forgive, that I'm free to forgive, that I can even understand myself as the one who chose to come here and forgive all of this. Can I allow that Christ nature to be in me, the one who chooses to forgive all? And that empowers me a little bit, or a lot bit sometimes, when I remind myself, I chose this. This is what I chose. And then in a moment, I may understand what it's like to be free from that victim mentality, right? Why is this being done to me? Why am I like this? It may be replaced with a more appropriate question of, why am I doing this to myself right now? Because none of that pain is really going on right now, right? Unless I choose to rehearse it over and over again, unless I choose to invent a story around my own suffering, and then I choose to live by that story. I think that's a major form of oppression in our world that we lay upon ourselves, is our commitment to this individual storyline, right? And the making of enemies in that process. And then the enemy, when we choose to make someone enemy on the outside, we find that enemy in ourselves, even if it is just in their image that we have created of them in us, right? Now we're filled with attack thoughts, right? With an attack and a defense, and we're justifying, oftentimes afterwards, our own actions. Is this what it means to have some kind of self-righteousness? Can we be free? Can we be free from the judgment? Free from the shame? Free from the guilt? Can we allow ourselves to know the other as self? Will we allow ourselves to love again when it comes? Love, as I understand, has many forms. F. Scott Fitzgerald said something to the effect that it never comes the same way twice. And I see that. The divine love will continue to make itself available to us over and over again. The deepest of spirits is always speaking to us of our true home, of our true nature. That example that we have seen, the compassionate one, the healing one, the generous one, the open one. That one who says yes to love, the one who says yes to healing, Spirit rise up, Spirit rise up, Spirit rise up in me. The places I've been, the people I've known, the deaths I died, the seeds I sown. I give way where way is to be given. I give up. Let life do the living, yeah. surrender. Surrender to love. Walk into the light, my friend. Surrender to love. Walk into the light. Walk into the light. What's that process like? Process of surrender, of getting out of one's own way, as they say, of ending the self-sabotage, right? That's what's been going on. That's what we've been doing to ourselves. That's what we see in one another, and that's what can be made manifest in us, yes. I certainly have seen that. Who is the self we're sabotaging? Is there one self that's sabotaging another self? Is that what's going on in there? Is there a shallow self sabotaging the deeper self, preventing love from coming forth? Is that what ego is the not love? Is ego the one who gets in the way? That part of us that is disingenuous? That part of us that is incapable of surrender? Yet somehow, is there the possibility of knowing oneself as love? Can we know ourselves? Know ourselves as love. Can we know ourselves? Can we know ourselves as love? Know ourselves as love. Our voices tremble and our hands begin to shake. Can we know ourselves as love? Can we let love arise, let love arise? Can we let love arise? Our voices tremble and our hands begin to. Our hands begin to. Our hands begin to shake. Is there a way that we can become informed from the inside, as well as being informed about what's going on the outside? Is there a balance that may come in our being as a people? If we can find a way to help one another, to allow that love to rise up from within each of us so that we can be informed in a way that we've always longed for? Can we be that source of good news to one another, to help each other in this process? Can we know ourselves as love?